Everyone, I'm Maurice Dubois. Christine is off. Chopper 2 was first over the chaotic scene in Brownsville, the 5th NYPD-involved shooting in just 2 weeks. We've got team coverage for you tonight. Natalie Duddridge live outside the hospital where the officer's being treated. But we begin with Bauman live at the scene right now. Allie.
Maurice, authorities say this all started when police were trying to arrest one man here this evening, and then another man intervened and hit an officer over the head with a metal chair. So then his partner opened fire. A massive police scene Friday night surrounding a nail salon on Mother Gaston Boulevard by Sutter Avenue. Authorities say just before 6 p.m., salon staff flagged down 2 patrol officers when a man wandered in looking for a bathroom.
After the male entered, he began to urinate in the middle of the store. The officers determined that the male had an active warrant and began to place him under arrest, and he began to resist.
Police say another man selling T-shirts outside the salon then came in and tried to stop the arrest.
Entered and engaged in a violent struggle with the uniformed officers. One of the officers deployed a taser, but it was ineffective in stopping the threat. The male continued his violent struggle with the officers by raising up a metal chair and striking one of the officers in the head.
The second officer fired his gun 6 times.
One perp was shot to the head.
He tried to smooth the situation. Like, come on, there's no need for that. Just take him outside and let him go. He's a drunk. He's a beggar, you know.
The altercation with the police didn't even involve him.
State Assembly member Latrice Walker was getting ice cream on the block with her 7-year-old daughter when they heard the commotion.
When the shots rang out, it was sort of mayhem. It was weird because there were children all over the place. People were running and cops were flying down the street.
As investigators searched the block for surveillance video and marked for evidence hours later, the crowd grew angry and the suspect's grief-stricken family mourned steps away from where the man was killed.
The tensions are just so high right now between the police and the community, and we need a healing moment.
Police say the man they were initially arresting had an active warrant for criminal mischief. He was not injured and is in police custody tonight with charges pending. We're live in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Bauman, CBS 2 News.
Allie, thank you. Our coverage continues right now with Natalie Duddridge live at Brookdale Hospital with more on the officer. Natalie.
Well, Maurice, it's been a very busy, anxious night here at the hospital. Dozens of members of the NYPD showed up to show support for their fellow officer. And if you can imagine, the family, obviously very emotional. They arrived here earlier this evening. We have video of them. They were escorted here, brought here by the NYPD. And this officer was rushed with injuries so severe here to the hospital that he had to be placed in a medically induced coma with fractures to his face and neck. He is now in critical but stable condition, and police here we've spoken to are hopeful about his recovery. Now, we don't know much about him at this point, his name or his age, but we do know that he worked at the 73rd Precinct for the last 21 years. And the president of the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association says the officer has spent his career working in the city's busiest precinct, and he spoke a short while ago reiterating the dangers police face on the streets every day.
There is never, ever an acceptable reason to attack a New York City police officer. We should also understand that there's a family upstairs sitting vigil. We should always keep that image in our head. That's what our families deal with on a regular basis. We go out to help your families, but our families pay for it when someone sets upon a New York City police officer. Never acceptable. It has to stop.
And that second officer involved is being treated for minor injuries at Kings County Hospital, and he's been on the job for 7 months. We're live in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.